So here we go then with vlog number 3, a walk along the River Wensum in Norwich, looking at the city's historic bridges. So this is Riverside. Just going to walk through here. We shouldn't have to walk up here too far, and hopefully we'll come across our first bridge. So as you can see, behind us is the Odeon Cinema. If I flip the camera, there you can see is our first bridge, called the Julian Bridge. You can cross the road to see it. Let's have a look at it from the underside. This is obviously a pedestrian bridge. Looking a bit grubby at the moment. I remember it looking a lot tidier than that. So this is the beginning of the walk. And there is some, if you're interested in finding out some history of the bridge, there is a poster here with lots of details on it. Right, so I'm now walking under the bridge, and we're going to walk along the river until we come to the Foundry Bridge, which is upstream. I'm actually doing this walk early on a Saturday morning, so it's quite quiet at the moment. It's not too bad, slightly chilly, but certainly not enough to be uncomfortable. The weather's looking as if it should be dry. There's about a 10% chance of rain, so hopefully we will stay dry, but I do have a brolly in case the wet stuff does start coming down. Anyway, here we go, we're on our way, walking along the riverside. Bit surprised at how loud the music is along here on a Saturday morning, but maybe they're testing or something, but very noisy. As you can see in the background, we've got the Foundry Bridge, and very soon we're going to be passing the floating restaurant, which is all I know is a boat that was converted into a restaurant. Been here as long as I can remember. Not sure what it's called, but we're going to pass that shortly. And as I say, the Foundry Bridge in the background, which is number 2 on the walk. So here it is then, the floating restaurant. We'll see what it's called. Doesn't look as if it's actually working anymore. Tie in the river. Didn't realise that. Certainly looks well beyond repair. So obviously not open anymore. As far as I'd never been in it, but as far as I know, it's quite a popular restaurant. Certainly looks a bit of a mess at the moment. Anyhow, there it is. I do know there used to be a ship here that the Sea Scouts used to use, which is no longer here. Can't remember much about that, but there certainly used to be a ship here. And there it is, the Foundry Bridge in the background, near the Nelson Pub Restaurant and Premier Inn. Right, so what we actually need to do here is walk up to the bridge on the right hand side of the bridge. We're actually going to cross the bridge and then go down on the other side of the river. So I think you can see a gentleman standing on the bank at the moment. I think he's fishing, so we're going to come down near there in a couple of minutes. Through here, down the steps, through their little seating area, and then down the steps. And as you can see, now on the other side of the river. So it is quite pretty along here. Trees over the river. One thing I have noticed, which obviously if you come here in the summer, you'll see quite a few boats moored on the opposite side. There's not one boat here at the current time. Whether they're not allowed to, or whether they just don't fancy it, I have no idea. There's certainly no one here at the moment. Right, we're coming up to a little bridge just up here. I'm not sure if this is Pools Ferry or if it's a little bit further around, but we very soon are coming up to Pools Ferry. So here we go then, this is Pools Ferry. Just go under here and have a look. Somebody else fishing, as we can see. Very pretty area here. Right, so we're going to continue along the Riverside Walk now. We're actually going north of Pools Ferry, and we should soon be coming up to Bishopsbridge, which, according to the leaflet, is the oldest in Norwich and was built in 1337. As I say, I'm not very good at my historical facts, but I think the fact it's the oldest bridge in Norwich, I think that's worth mentioning. Anyway, so here we go, continuing along the riverside. What I am finding a little bit difficult on this walk is there's quite a few people about, and I don't feel that confident filming with so many people about. So you have to excuse me if I keep sort of shutting off early or different things like that, but I'm slightly conscious of people and I'm sure they don't want to be on camera. So we'll try to be respectful of that and carry on and see how we get on. But anyway, here we are, walking along the river, hopefully soon approaching Bishopsbridge. Right, so we had to come out of away from the river slightly, and we're just coming out into this area here. It's a little crossroads, and if you look to the right, you can actually see this is Bishopsbridge here. So we'll go down here and have a look. Here it is then, Bishopsbridge, the oldest bridge in Norwich. Quite a pretty little bridge actually when you come down and have a look at it. The amount of times I've gone past it and crossed over it. I've never actually come down here and had a look at it. What a pretty little bridge that is. Right, so there's the bridge then. If we scroll to our left slightly, you can see the Red Lion pub here. You see a sign there with Cow Tower on it, and that's the way we're now going to go, because according to the directions it says that we should be going along to the next bridge, which is the Gerald Bridge, and we need to go past Cow Tower. So here it is then, this is Cow Tower. All I can tell you is it's part of the medieval defences of Norwich years ago, so can't tell you much more than that, but a very interesting structure, and then many years obviously. There it is, Cow Tower. Now then, I hadn't actually realised this, but you can get a look inside the tower. There's a gate at the bottom there which we can go and have a look at. So, let's go and have a look. Very impressive. I didn't actually realise you could look in here. So there's a gate there into the tower. Actually, if we look over here, there's another gate with some steps, which obviously you could go up. There's the cathedral in the back there. As I say, we're going to carry on along the Riverside Walk to our next bridge, which I understand is the Gerald Bridge, which is a fairly new bridge, quite an impressive bridge actually, but we'll show you that in a moment when we get there. Right, so we've walked along the river a bit and you can see the Gerald Bridge. It's quite a long bridge, curved bridge. You can't see it too well from here, but we'll look at it a bit more closer when we get up there. But anyhow, there it is, the Gerald Bridge, which we'll be coming up to shortly. I've just come across this, really not sure what it is. It says it's a swan pit. We might have to find out about that. It says the last remaining swan pit. The last remaining swan pit in England. Funny how you just turn a corner, then you come across something that you weren't expecting. Anyway, back to the walk. Onward. You have to excuse me on this walk. I'm getting over a cold, flu, whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't call it flu actually, but something that's been lingering for about 3 weeks, and it just will not go away. So I still feel slightly out of breath, and got a cough that just will not disappear. But anyhow, so it's the first time out really for quite a while. I don't know what it is about this bridge, but it is quite an attractive bridge in my opinion. probably just the length of it and how it curves round, so rather than just make it go straight across, maybe there's a reason behind it, or maybe it is just design. But those of you who are interested will have to do a bit of research. But it is, in my opinion, quite a pretty and spectacular bridge. See if we can get a better look of it here. Not sure you get an idea of how it curves, but you've certainly got a good view of it here. One thing I do think amazing about this bridge is if you look, you can see a support at the back there on that side of the river, and there's one little support this side, and apart from that, those two tiny supports that look as if they're holding the whole bridge up. Not sure how that's possible, but obviously you need to ask an engineer that, which is why I believe it to be quite a spectacular bridge. So I'll show this to my daughter, who's an up-and-coming engineer, and see if she has any ideas. But certainly looks quite impressive to me, how, especially, you know, as I say, if I get a little bit closer to it, there's one little support structure here and one the other side, but considering the size of the bridge and the length of it, that is quite impressive. Right, the walk doesn't actually take us across the bridge, but I thought, we've come here, so why not walk over it? So here we are then, crossing. At least it gives you an idea of the curve. You can see, sort of looking under it, no supports, apart from the little support the other side. I just feel a bit strange walking across it over, and I'm sure it's actually moving, which is very interesting. Maybe it does need a few more supports. Anyhow, I do feel safe, which is the main thing. Let's keep going. Oh, I say keep going. We'll just turn round. We'll go back off the bridge and continue on the walk. As I say, I do feel as if the bridge is moving a bit. It is a little bit windy, so maybe it is. Whitefriars Bridge, which we actually have to cross and then get to the path the other side. So we'll have a go at that. Going up to the steps here, go up the steps, onto the road, cross the road and find the path the other side. To be honest, because it said cross the bridge, I wasn't really sure whether they meant actually go over the bridge or just cross the road over the bridge, so it's a little bit confusing. So I'm not sure if I'm on the right side of the river or not. I'm not sure it matters that much anyway, but we're going to carry on. I'm actually carrying on the same side of the river as I was before, but we're going to carry on and get to the next bridge. And I suppose if we're on the wrong side, we can easily cross the bridge to get to the right side. But as I said, I really don't think it matters. Especially as, if you look ahead, I can see the next bridge already, which I believe is Foundry Bridge. This is a pretty little area. Not sure I've ever walked down here actually. But there it is, everybody, in the background there. Our next bridge on this walk, which is Foundry Bridge. Once again, the instructions are now telling me to cross Foundry Bridge and carry on along the river, and I'm thinking, do I cross over the bridge on the other side of the river or just cross over the river? But we'll see. As I say, I really don't feel it matters much. Well, this is the remains of the Blackfriars Monastery, which is now the University of the Arts. We're going to go out the other side through this arch, which should bring us up to the next bridge, which we need to cross over, which I believe is Blackfriars Bridge. Right, so this is Blackfriars Bridge, which we actually do cross. Now look over that side, which is where we've just come from. No, we don't actually continue along the river here, we have to leave the river for a bit. Right, so I found that bit all a little bit confusing, according to the map, because I was following directions on the map, and as I came to Duke Street, it told me to take the path on the left, but actually you should take the path on the right. So if anyone's followed the instructions, when you get to the mention of Duke Street Bridge, which is behind me, you actually need to take the path on the right just before the bridge, not on the left. So that seems to be a mistake on the printout. Anyway, we found the next bridge, which is St Miles Bridge. Just a little bridge there that you can see near the Anchor Brewery. We can see a date on that bridge, which is 1804. So we're going to continue across the bridge here and carry on along the river. We are nearing the end of our walk. This is quite a pretty part of the river. Got two chaps in canoes here fishing. Quite an interesting scene near the Foundry Bridge. Anyway, while we're here, we will give a shout out to Cleo and Amber, who I know watched my last video. So, woohoo! Hello, Cleo Amber. Not sure you'll make it to this part of this video, but if you do, just thought we'd say a quick hello to you. So I'm not sure I found this video blog that easy actually. Mainly because it's just so busy, lots of people. I don't feel that confident chatting near people, and also them on camera, so it's been difficult, and I'm sure that's probably come over in the video, so I apologise for that, but never mind. It's actually quite an interesting walk. If you haven't done it before and you have any interest in engineering or just a funny walk, then I'd definitely give it a go. So I've actually, as I said, found it quite interesting. Right, this is the New Mills pumping station as far as I know. And we're just going to continue to the right of this, where we should see our last and final bridge. So this is the sluice at the back of the pumping station. I'm not really sure how that works, but interesting nonetheless. So we're actually now coming up to St Crispin's Road Bridge, which is the end of the walk. I do hope you've enjoyed this vlog. As I say, I'm certainly sure it's not going to go down as one of my best. It's interesting nonetheless, and we'll see how we can edit it to see if we can come up with something useful. So there it is then, St Crispin's Road Bridge, which marks the end of this walk. Until the next one, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time. Bye!